I'm Gaurav. Welcome to my channel with today's topic specifically for will or trust. In other words, what should be your goal to do a will or a trust? If you're new to this channel, I'm so glad you're here. My name is Gaurav and I simplify interesting topics such as these. So if this interests you, consider subscribing to new content on my channel and ring the bell to get notified when new videos post up. So today's video is about we clarify points on how making a will or making a trust. Let me simplify it for you by giving out few insights. Though I must stress, you must clarify with a trusted financial advisor. The process, if not thought through in a careful and logical way, could give you split hairs, will, trust, or gift. Each method has its own advantages. Choose the one that suits you. The best, of course. There was a time when it was not considered wrong, right, to let your children know verbally what they would inherit once you're gone. The recent high profile cases of billionaire industrialists appointing his successors, however, has put the spotlight back on succession planning. For the first time at his AGM, the chairman detailed his succession plan, where his one son and daughter took over the reins of shipping and telecom businesses, while the younger son will lead the retail chain of businesses. So, very well defined. Therefore, it's understandable why people are already making provisions to implement a succession plan to protect the children from potential conflicts in the future. Succession planning ensures the title of the asset is clear throughout the transition and the rightful heir can own the property in the most hassle-free manner that is possible. We should highlight that ensuring that a business always has the right leaders in case of any unprecedented and unfortunate change in the goal of succession planning. Further, in the case of, say, the family owned businesses, the continuation of any family business and the preservation of wealth, very important, depend a lot on succession planning. Succession planning is a methodical strategy to transfer the wealth to the next gen. Broadly, passing the wealth can be planned in two ways. One, the will, post the demise of a person, or through creation of a private trust, which enables the person to enjoy the assets during their lifetime and also create a framework for a smooth succession post their demise. What we say, like where there is a will, one of the most preferred way to pass on one wealth is by making a will in favor of the inheritors. So it is an official document with the details of all the assets of the testifier, person whose will it is, that specify how their belongings will be distributed after their death. Also remember, a will lays down the basic groundwork of distribution of the assets, including, say, movable, immovable properties, and allows for a seamless transfer of the assets to the legal heirs. However, many individuals tend to leave behind multiple wills, which often leads to legal complications for heirs. Say over a period of time, you have made it's not like mandatory to register only one will. However, registration adds to the authenticity in the case it is challenged in the future. A will can be registered, say, at the local sub-registrar's office in presence of two witnesses, and it's only considered valid if it's made in compliant with certain legal requirements, which can be like it can be made by someone who is of sound mind, free from fraud and undue influence. Also, a minor cannot make a will. Moreover, it must be written in a clear and unambiguous manner. It should be also duly signed by the creator along with two witnesses. So, are you with me up to now? It's a standard process there. It's important to note that will can be amended or overridden multiple times during the lifetime of the testator. It enables one to have complete control over their assets. One of the most essential points about the will is that it supersedes all nominations in financial assets such as insurance policies, bank accounts, which tell us just how valuable a will is in the eyes of law. But a will has its own limitations also. For example, it has high likelihood of being challenged. Additionally, it's not possible to maintain ownership or control of assets in a common pool in a will, which causes the family wealth to be divided. Due to these limitations, the end concerns like about defining family norms and ring-fence assets from legal challenges, Indian businesses are giving serious consideration to succession planning through private trust for the benefits of the family as a whole, all the members. Now coming on to the alternate, which you would know, that's the trust. Private trusts have become popular in recent years, especially on the businesses in light of the volatility of certain businesses during times plus when the succession is going on. Going by its official definition, a trust is a legal relationship in which the holder of the asset or the right, the seller, entrusts it to another person or entity, that is the trustee, for the benefit of another person, that's the beneficiary. So again, three parties: the settler, the trustee, and the beneficiary. The creation of private trust is particularly advisable for someone who owns multiple assets and who wishes to dictate the manner in which certain properties should be enjoyed by the beneficiaries, or to create a long-lasting mechanism for all of this, the operation of the family-owned businesses. A major reason for this rising popularity of private trust is also the operation of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016, which has ensured that even long-standing companies can undergo insolvency proceedings due to a relative short period of financial strain. In such cases, even the personal or family property of the company's promoters is not protected because of the personal guarantor clauses that are present in the IBC. Not only that, you must understand that there is speculation about introduction of an estate duty by the government, which has also spurred many businesses to consider creating a private trust to safeguard that their wealth. One more option of passing on your property is just by gifting it away. But right, but it's not without downside. Wills, gifts are made during lifetime of a person is a simple process. It technically means that the person has lost control over the asset, and therefore one must opt for a gift only if the decision to gift the asset is irreversible. Further, if I would say sum of money or property received under will or as a gift is exempt from taxes, but the charges such as stamp duty, registration, municipal taxes will still be levied. However, you must understand the person who receives the immovable property without paying that anything, or the person other than relatives and stamp duty, the value of that property, if it exceeds 50,000 rupees, then such stamp duty shall be taxable in their or her hands. On the other hand, if the property is received after paying some amount from any person other than relatives, and that amount is less than the stamp duty value of the same property by amount that will exceed 50,000, the difference only between the stamp duty value and the property, such amount shall be taxable. Further, when you say the property is settled under a trust, it is also exempt from the taxation. Right, you with me? This is very important. Each of the above methods of succession planning has its own advantages. Therefore, a succession plan should be prepared according to the objective of the individual, that is, bequeathing his or her property and its size, legal situation, as there is no, what you say, one size fit all formula. So you should be very clear of your objective. Once that is clear, you can ask professional advisors that can assist creating the right mechanism for giving effect to that objective. Specifically, a business person may want to undertake succession planning because he or she believes that the business will be best carried forward by someone other than his or her own children. It is therefore different for each individual, not to mention that estate planning is a complex process because may involve overseas assets also, which may create overseas tax exposure as well. So one should therefore appoint specialist advisors who can advise on different aspects of financial planning, estate planning. A lot of people rely on hearsay advice and implement that estate planning, which is not right, without realizing the tax or regulatory challenges. So to sum up, do this immediately and with clarity. So I would say these were a few basics of what we should be aware of before planning a will or a trust. Be sure to like and subscribe my channel for updates to this type of topic plus host of other topics also. Beyond this, if you are interested in more of these videos, do comment below and thank you for following